Sports Pregame Show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Moments away, it'll be the Chicago Bulls going up against the Knicks in New York. It's been a tough bunch of games lately for New York. They've fallen into the bottom tier of teams, but looking to make up some ground. They're going against a team that they feel they're more than capable of beating. And as we come up to the midway point of the season, Kenny, we're seeing some of the veterans who started slower now picking up the pace.
Well, I think early on, a lot of times, if you've been in the playoff for some veterans, the early going in the season is a little mundane. But then as you start seeing the light at the tunnel, they don't pace themselves anymore. And you want to make sure that you're in playoff position to make something special happen at the end of the year.
Excellent use of the word mundane, by the way. How about you, Shaq?
Well, Monday, experience told me when you need to go hard and when you need to pull back. You know, the best veterans will be there when it matters the most.
That's mundane, not
okay, I thought
Monday.
you said Monday.
Like mundane Tuesday, Wednesday,
Okay.
Thursday.
Got it, my bad.
Two different things.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan and Doris Burks on the sideline as well. The Knicks happy to return to New York after the road trip. This is their first chance to take a look at the Bulls this season. They were blanked in this matchup a season ago. No wins in 3 tries. They'll try to improve on that dismal record here.
Yeah, and these teams pretty familiar with one another. They'll face off 4 times this year.
And you know, Greg, both would love to get the upper hand early. This game to me is psychological as much as anything. I mean, a win here provides that edge you're looking for.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. They've got Levine, DeRozan out there with Mirotic. Then there's Baller, and it's Vucevic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Lopez with the bucket.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Now, here's Vucevic. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Detroit.
Yeah, but he was the ultimate two-way player. Defensively, also doing a great job. A couple blocks in that game as well. And one thing about Nikola Vucevic, he owns the boards. Posted a top 10 double-digit average in each of the past 3 seasons. Plus, he's equally adept on both the offensive and defensive play.
Duncan kicks to Walker. That's good, and so Duncan with the assist.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
And so here is Chicago. 4-point game.
And you know, it took them a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their 4th shot of the game.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Here's Walker. His scoring numbers are pretty strong. He's up there at 21 points a game on average. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
The Knicks shooting their first free throw of the night here. And the free throw, no good.
I mean, the Knicks were bad last year, and it became evident early on. As the season grew older, more and more of their national coverage games were being pulled.
This is Mirotic. Offline with his 3.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Duncan kicks to Walker. For the 3. It's hauled in by the Bulls. For the Knicks, losing a lot of nationally televised games, too. It seemed like every time they were around, they were losing. It might have been a blessing in disguise.
Well, I hope they look at it in a positive vein. It did give them a chance to focus on player development there in New York. Also allowed them to shut down Melo for the season.
Here's Williams, and that comes off the assist by Duncan. Williams has got his first basket of the night.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Vucevic with the bucket.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
The Knicks leading by 3. Walker with it. Last game out, we saw him pour in 42. Here's Williams, and Mirotic sends it back. And DeRozan, here we go. Here's Levine, finds himself wide open and drills it.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Walker. Williams sets a screen for Walker. He kicks it to Duncan. Nobody near Williams. Mirotic grabs the miss. Mirotic has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Here's Levine. And that misses. That would have put him up.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
The dish to Amundsen. Williams kicks to Lopez. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
A moment now to see the numbers for Baller. He's really stood out for them over the past month. He's averaging 11 points a game, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. Solid numbers, the kind of production we expect. And frankly, I think he's got another level to take it to.
Yeah, he definitely has the skill set to put up even bigger numbers. It wouldn't be a surprise to see that in the coming days.
And it's DeRozan missing. New York comes into this one following a loss to Philadelphia.
Yeah, their defense got sliced and diced in that game. They just weren't closing down. That
Yeah. The rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
That's straight up Showtime stuff right there, baby. Major highlight reel material.
And Walker kicks to Amundsen. Back to Walker. And there's the 3-second violation. As we get a break in the action, let's take a peek at the team's scoring leaders. The Bulls 3rd.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
Kicks it to Levine. Picked by Vucevic. Levine dishes to Vucevic. Mirotic, a screen on Walker, and stolen by Williams. Stolen by Levine, and here we go. And Mirotic throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Here's Duncan. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What'd you find out, DB?
Kevin, I asked what part of their offensive scheme he feels most confident in today, and he said it's probably the depth of perimeter shooting talent that they've got. He said our guys can flat out shoot it, and you're going to see it today. Gentlemen?
Doris, thank you. You know, Clark Harvick creates spacing without the three.
I agree there. I mean, I'd say it's almost impossible with the size and speed of players in this day and age.
And the basket good. Baller's got 5 now.
Crafty pass work there, getting it down low for the easy deuce. Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season was his coming out party to the world. He put on a show that everybody in the NBA was buzzing about.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. And for LaVine and his dunking, if you saw him in college or last season, you knew he was a very special player in the air.
Well, LaVine can be one of the great all-time dunkers with his height and ability to lift off. He gets airborne so effortlessly that there are few that can match his power and finesse once he's airborne.
Duncan, the pass to Noel. Williams against DeRozan. The 8-footer. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Williams has got his second bucket of the game to go. Here's Chicago. They're on a 10-2 run here. It's DeRozan with the drive. That is good.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
And Walker kicks to Duncan. Now Williams. 11 points for him in that last game against Philadelphia. Clock at 6. Releases from 15, and it comes off the front of the rim.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Now here's DeRozan. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And Walker kicks to Noel. Puts up the baby hook, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle steps for the Bulls?
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Pachulia comes in for Robin Lopez, and it's Burks in for Williams. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Green against Duncan. Leaner from distance. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Vucevic has got his third rebound tonight.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team in the way they approach the game.
Rose against Walker. There's a screen by Noel. Duncan gets a wide open look. Duncan with another miss.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
Knicks trail by 8. Walker dishes to Burks. Duncan outside. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Duncan's got his first points of the night.
Ooh, that is a tough shot.
Rose passes to Dunleavy. Brooks with it. And Burks picks him up defensively. Vucevic setting the pick for Brooks. Now the feed to Rose. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. And the Bulls lead by 8.
Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
You have to love the ball movement.
Walker with a clean look. It's good from long range. Walker's got 5.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Here's Rose. Rejected by Walker. They're running. Here's Burks. Cannot hit. And it's Chicago the other way. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And were able to overcome what was a really poor shooting night. And you're not going to be able to win with a percentage as low as theirs that often unless you defend.
No style points earned for sure, Greg, in that game. But they did hit the big shots when they needed them. And oftentimes it's not what you do as much as when you do it.
Bulls shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And looking at the numbers this season, they're shooting a robust 82% from the line. That's about as good as it gets.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so. Boy, for the Knicks last season, saying it was rough is an understatement. There was a lot of turbulence, and some of it was due to their defense. They just had a difficult time stringing together stops and cutting down opponents' scoring chances.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Over the Knicks last season, Greg, the defense a problem for them, specifically how they defended against perimeter shots, and in particular the three.
38%, Kevin, of the threes against them went in. That was by far the worst in the league, and it's a big reason why they would end the year with the worst margin of victory in the NBA. How about minus 9.3?
And Walker kicks to Burks. Duncan against Green. Here's Burks. That's good, and so Duncan with the assist. Duncan's got 3 assists now in this one.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the second most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
1:24 left in the first. Here's Vucevic, and the Bulls with another miss.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Count the bucket. Now just a 3-point Bulls lead.
And guys, touching back on the Bulls on the road to illustrate how good they are on the road. Last season marked the 5th straight year of a road record above 500. Incredible consistency as a franchise.
And here's Walker. 5 points in the game. Duncan outside. There's 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Fires from the wing. And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
Yeah, you know, here's another stat for the Bulls on the road. Since 2010, when Tom Thibodeau took over, the Bulls have won almost 60% of their road games. That's impressive.
The drive by Brooks. Knicks with the rebound. Duncan outside. Off with the layup.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
They have got to put a body on it, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Bulls. They're up by 2. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the floor. You know, he may be having fun, but I'm not so sure playing street ball is really working out for Kemba, who needs to shoot better than 38% for the Hornets to go anywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I mean, what might be better than continuing to play the same game you've been playing forever is to take your game to a new level. And that's going to take some discipline. I think Kemba has more than enough talent to be able to do that, but that's his challenge moving forward.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
Moment here now for an injury report. Now let's get an update on Vucevic. What's the status there, Doris?
Hey, Kevin, I spoke with head athletic trainer for the Chicago Bulls. He said the discomfort is coming from what looks like a bruised tailbone. The schedule becomes a real grind at this time of the year, and that injury is only going to make things harder on this team. Guys?
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best, as always.
And he's a tough guy. My guess is he'll be back before we know it, and better than ever.
Greg, I sure hope you're right. I mean, there are just so many uncertainties when it comes to dealing with injuries, though. Let's hope for the best.
Williams is out there with Nerlens Noel. Then there's Alec Burks. Then it's Kevin Seraphin. And it's Walker in at the point. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. And the Knicks making a change here. Amundsen's checked in. And both free throws good for Vucevic. Big step last year for Vucevic's offense, Clark. Unstoppable at times, both on the blocks and facing up.
Vucevic is a real outstanding future all-star front court. Rebounds at a high rate in traffic and out of his area. Finishes, faces up. This kid has a lot of upside. I really like his game.
The Bulls leading by 4. Rose up on top. He had 13 points in the win against Detroit.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
And it's Vucevic in the corner. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And the Bulls with another miss.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The knee out of position, you can see the frustration on his face.
And stolen by Mirotic. Levine kicks to DeRozan. Mirotic inside. He's against Amundsen. Mirotic's shot is off. And it's slammed in by Williams.
Hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
DeRozan, well-placed jumper from the free throw line. DeRozan's got his second bucket of the game to go. Knicks trail by 4. Walker dishes to Burks. Feeds it to Amundsen. Here's Seraphin. And Vucevic pulls it down. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. A good look from DeRozan. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Walker the pass to Amundsen. Outside, Walker. 6 on the shot clock. No good on the 3. Chicago leading by 4. Pass to DeRozan. Here's Levine. Knocks down the 3 ball. Levine's got his 3rd basket of the night.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
And Walker kicks to Amundsen. There's the pick. Right side, Williams. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. Williams has got 5 points now this quarter. Oh, Chicago's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Vucevic. He's got 8. Rose attacking, and it's sent back by Amundsen. And they're able to recover. Rose kicks to Mirotic. The pass to DeRozan. Mirotic the screen. DeRozan's shot is good.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Amundsen dishes to Walker. Stolen by Levine. Passes it to DeRozan. Launches it. No good. That miss takes him to 3 for 7.
And really, the Bulls weathered a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East. Came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
And the Bulls did end up with the 3rd seed in the East, 33 of their 50 wins last year, Clark, coming in the Eastern Conference.
But it wasn't an even distribution of those wins for the Bulls. Against their own division in the Southeast, they played .500 basketball. They got their good in-conference record from feasting on the Atlantic teams, taking 16 wins in 18 games against that division.
Baller, he's checked in for Derrick Rose. Good on the second free throw. Kemba Walker with an eerily similar season once again. Stats the last 3 years have ironically been very close.
Yeah, you talked about those 3 years. Almost 18 points a game in around 35 minutes. So did so on just under 16 shots as well. So becoming more and more efficient.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Burks kicks to Williams. Shot clock at 5. Let's go. And the shot no good, a bit short.
You know, it's kind of one of those weird anomalies when you look at Kemba's numbers, because in each of those seasons, he played a different number of games. Just one of those kind of quirky, weird things we pick up on sometimes when our brain is foggy.
Outside Williams. And Vucevic pulls it down. Vucevic has got 9 rebounds now tonight.
And for Walker, guys, and his stats, even for players considered consistent, there is more variation than what Walker has put up.
Well, what a season it was for Mirotic last year. Came on stronger for the Chicago Bulls. Continued to improve. Effective in the playoffs. Really a joy to watch in his first year.
And interesting, so much hype going into the season was about Dougie McDermott.
Yes.
And whether or not he was going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year. And it ended up being Mirotic. Most years, he could have walked away with that award.
For Mirotic, he was most valuable late in games, guys. From March on, he led the league in fourth quarter points per game.
Langston Galloway's checked in for Kemba Walker. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Green's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And for that note about Mirotic, in the fourth, he outscored LeBron and Westbrook that month. That's impressive for any player, much less a rookie.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Last season ended with the Knicks pretty much packing it in, but Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned.
Here's Galloway. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. They set the pick. Now Amundsen. He dishes it to Seraphin. 5 on the clock. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
And it became clear, thinking about the Knicks again. I mean, it made sense for a team with injuries and being in disarray on the floor to just battle for that lottery.
And it's sent back by Amundsen. At the elbow, Williams. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
Take a look at what Williams been doing. 9 points and the 1 steal. You know, kind of packing it in for the sake of being better in the future. Can possibly work in New York for a year or 2, but not longer than that. The media will eat you up there if you don't start making some progress towards winning, pleasing basketball.
And he knocks down the first one. Aaron Brooks, he's checked in for Levine. And Williams drops them both.
They've been getting more and more physical as this game has gone along.
And it's starting to pay dividends. They've gotten a lot of trips to the line because of it in this second.
Over in the corner, Green. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Green's got his second bucket of the night.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Now here's Burks. Brooks covering to the inside. And Mirotic sends it back. Williams against Green. Pass to Brooks. He feeds it to Vucevic. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Galloway kicks to Burks. Dishes it to Amundsen. The feed to Burks. The three. Good. Burks has got 5.
And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth. Here we go.
And Green gets it to go. Knicks trail by 12. Galloway kicks to Williams. Burks the pass to Williams. That's good.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
So at Chicago now, 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. The drive by Green. The teardrop falls in. 9 points in the game so far.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Galloway kicks to Burks. The dish to Amundsen. New York moving it around. Back to Williams. 6 to shoot. Pulls from the top of the key. Mirotic grabs the miss. Mirotic has got his 6th rebound on the night. Outside, Green. From outside, off the mark. New York's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Galloway, the pass to Amundsen. He kicks to Burks. And again, New York with the triple.
And when he's got that much of a height advantage on the perimeter, it's really tough on the defender. Easy three-pointer. I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow. But Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Vucevic. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. Fires the three. Brooks grabs the board.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Kicks it to Pachulia. Now, here's Burks. Burks covering. Burks with it. 8 points for him. With the floater. And Nikola Vucevic is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Walker's checked in for Williams.
That's his first personal foul. Substitution for the Knicks, Kemba Walker.
Duncan dishes to Burks. Feeds to Noel. Pass to Burks. We've got 1:08 left in the first half of basketball. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Chicago leading by 9. Inside, here's Mirotic, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
And Walker kicks to Duncan. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got his third assist on the night.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
Now here's Green. He's guarded closely. Mirotic passes to Green. Goes up with it again. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. The Bulls have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department. He's off on the first. Good on the second free throw. 9 seconds left in the first half. And it's Walker penetrating, and he gets the bucket. Walker's got 8 points.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Rose. The shot no good. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Bulls lead by 7. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, guys, with Nick here, what was the difference in how this team played as the first half progressed?
We toughened up a little bit. They were getting a lot of easy points, a lot of points around the paint, around the basket, and we just started playing more aggressive, playing hard on the defensive end, and that got us going offensively too. So we just got to keep doing that, play hard, and should be fine.
Well done, Nick. We appreciate it. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. Nikola Vucevic on fire in the first half. He had 13 points, 2 assists, and 10 rebounds. And Shaq, what did you see out there from the Bulls?
Well, one thing that stands out is how few turnovers they had. The offense looked in control. They were making nice passes, moving the ball, setting screens. The confidence just seemed to build, and the lead did too. They're a very steady team. Keeping those turnovers down, that's the big factor.
And Kenny, your take on New York.
One problem is that they didn't show enough aggressiveness on the boards. When you start losing a game, that's when you're supposed to tighten up and toughen up. Your pride has to be challenged, and you need to rise to the occasion. They've got to be more aggressive as a team, and that will cut into the lead.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.